ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருடிகளே சரணம், பிள்ளைலோகாச்சாரியர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷதயா பாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்யஜாமாதரம் முனிம் ரம்யஜாமாத்ரி யோகீந்திர பாதரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜமுனிம் விஜே லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதயாமன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம் யோ நித்யமச்சுத பதாம்புஜ யுக்மருக்ம व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर् भगवतोऽस्य देहिकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवते स्तनया भूति सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरुकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् लोकाचार्याय गुरुवे कृष्णपादस्य सूनवे संसारभोगी सन्दष्ट जीव जीवातवे नमः. Today we are in Tulasi Sri Rangadhamam. This is a very newly constructed mandapam in East Chitra Street, sorry, East Uttara Street, very close to Vellagopuram, in the direction of Periya Perumal's Lotus Feet. Babu Swami is one of the organizers here, and he has kindly allowed us to perform Upanyasam here, and he has requested us to do Upanyasams and other Sampradaya programs regularly here. Sound is there? No mic. If you want, we can set the mic. Their whole family is their whole family is engaged in Kainkaryam for generations, and now they have set up this nice place in Srirangam to engage in Bhagavad Bhagavata Acharya Kainkaryam. So we are also taking the opportunity to engage in Satvishayam in this wonderful place. Recently we have launched a new initiative, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya Parichaya in English. As part of this program, for the last few months, we have broadcasted Upanyasams on a daily basis, lectures on a daily basis. Almost 150 Upanyasams have been broadcast, and many of the members of this initiative, many of the members who are participating in this initiative, they have benefited vastly by listening to these lectures. And recently we have started mumukshu English lecture series. This mumukshu is a very important grantham. This mumukshu is a very important grantham in our Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. Everyone who is getting Panchasamskaram must listen to this mumukshu and understand Rasyatrayam, Tirumantram, Goyamahamantram, Charmashlokam. All these three are compulsory for every Sri Vaishnava to understand. Hence, we have started broadcasting this series of lectures on mumukshu. This series of lectures will be broadcast 5 days a week in our group, in our WhatsApp group, and anyone interested can join our WhatsApp group to get these lectures and watch them. They are available in YouTube already. These are pre-recorded. They have already been done and telecast. So we are re-telecasting the same series of lectures. And as the group of Bhagavatas who are attending this program, as they are very committed and they are very interested to listen As this group of Bhagavatas are very interested to learn more about our Sampradayam, I also have committed myself to give at least one new lecture in English every week, preferably in the weekend, so that many can attend live and benefit out of it. Because live lectures are always more engaging than listening to recorded ones, because there is a commitment in listening to live lectures. So I have committed to give at least one English lecture per week, and right now we are focusing on few of the important Rahasya Granthams, which are very short ones, very brief ones, so that we get some of the very important principles very clearly, and we can start practicing those principles in our life also, because these are very easy to understand and follow. We are taking very important topics, subjects, and they are also very easy to understand. These concepts are very easy to understand. So we are taking these topics and we are planning to give some lectures on these topics. Last week we had Navaratna Malai. Navaratna Malai is a very beautiful grantham by piLLai, where piLLai is giving us knowledge about 9 important entities: Jivatma, Paramatma, our own body, bodily relatives, Sri Vaishnavas, Tayar, Bhagavatas, Acharyas. So these are the 8 topics which we have to understand. 9 topics which we have to understand. So knowledge about each of these topics is a gem, a jewel. That is why this grantham was named Navaratna Malai, a garland of 9 jewels, 9 gems. This time I have taken the topic of prapanna parithrANam. This is again another beautiful Rahasya Grantham given by lOkAchAryar, a very engaging one, very important one. So we will go through this Grantham. It's a very short Grantham again, only 2 or 3 pages. We will try to complete it today. If it extends, we will do it again in the next week. So this prapanna parithrANam talks about a prapanna, that is a person who is surrendering to Bhagavan. Prapatti is surrender, prapanna is one who performs surrender, and parithrANam is protecting him very well. Thrana is protection, parithrana is protecting him well. We know this parithrANam, it's a very familiar word. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagavan is saying in Sri Gita that he is appearing, incarnating again and again in this world for 3 purposes. Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the sadhus, those devotees who are fully focused on Bhagavan, fully engaged in Kaikaryam. Such devotees need to be protected. The two protected very well. So Bhagavan is incarnating to do that task. And then Vinashayacha Dushkritam, evil people, they need to be punished. They need to be destroyed. So Bhagavan incarnates for that also. And finally, Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, to establish Dharmam. He says, I am incarnating again and again. So in this, what is the foremost reason for Bhagavan's incarnation? That is Paritranaya Sadhuna. That is the foremost reason for Bhagavan's incarnation. It is Bhagavad Ramanuja who has explained this concept very clearly in his Gita Bhashya. No other Acharyas has explained this in this manner. Many Acharyas have commented for Bhagavad Gita, given commentaries for Bhagavad Gita, but only Bhagavad Ramanuja has explained this particular aspect very clearly. Destroying evil people Bhagavan can do with his sankalpam. He can just say, let them be destroyed, and they will be destroyed. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma also he can say, let dharma be established. That will be established. But parithrANaya sadhuna, that can happen only if he comes directly. Because for sadhus, for great devotees of Bhagavan, what is protection? Only his presence. They only want to see him. That is their only desire. Even in Paramapadam, even in Sri Vaikuntham, all the Nityasuris and Muktas, they are always seeing Bhagavan. Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. That is the duty there for us. That is the only work for us. Here we have so many different work. We have to take care of office work. We have to take care of home work. We have to take care of family activities, our own personal work. So many things are there for us. But when we go to Paramadam, only work we have is to see Bhagavan. Sada Pashyanti. Always seeing. So this seeing and having darshan of Bhagavan is what is going to pacify Bhagavatas. Nothing more. Whether he gives anything, whether he makes us enjoy his good qualities, many auspicious qualities are there for Bhagavan. We can enjoy those. But more than enjoying his qualities, just having his darshan. Even we are going to temple. Why we are going to temple? Sometimes there will be so much crowd. We'll still be standing in the crowd and there will be like almost like stampede like situation. We'll still somehow sail through the crowd and go in front of Archavatara Perumal. What for? Just to have that darshan. So that darshan is very, very important. Even for us, if it is like that, what to speak about great Bhagavatas? They only sustain by living, by having his darshan. So to give his darshan only he descends from Paramadam to Samsara. So that is the foremost reason. So that parithrANam, that protection by Bhagavan is granting his darshan to his devotees. And that parithrANam is being explained here. How these Bhagavatas are protected by Bhagavan. So that is the concept here. And for that, what should be the state of mind of a prapanna? That is explained in very great detail in this particular grantham. So we are going to see that aspects, these two aspects which are explained in this grantham. So we'll start with the Taniyan. Taniyan for piLLai lOkAchAryar Gurave Krishna Padasya Sunave Samsara Bogi Sandakta Jiva Jivatave Namaha lOkAchAryar Gurave. That is, lOkAchAryar is his name. He is the Acharya. He is the son of Krishna Pada. Vadakku Tiruvidi Pillai's name is Krishna Pada. So he is the son of Krishna Pada. Samsara Bogi Sandakta Jiva Jivatave Namaha. We worship such lOkAchAryar. Namaha is in the end. That means we are worshipping him. What does he do? He gives the lifeline for us. Lifeline for us who are bitten by the snake of samsara. We are all bitten by the snake of samsara. Samsara bogi. Bogi means snake. This samsara is itself a snake. It has bitten us. For that, he is giving us Sandatta Jiva Jivatave. Jiva Jivatave means life-saving medicine. So he is our life-saving medicine. His works are our life-saving medicine. All of his Rahasya Granthams, they are all like life-saving medicines for us. These are the real medicine which give us the permanent remedy for us. When we get sick, we seek medicine. They give temporary remedy. But real remedy is to be freed from samsara and be with Bhagavan in Paramadam, eternally serving him. That is the real remedy for all our problems. So that remedy is acquired by us only when we have proper knowledge about Bhagavan, about Jivatma, about the process to reach him, about the ultimate goal of reaching him, and what are the hurdles, the Artha Panchaka. This Artha Panchaka Jnanam must be there. This Artha Panchaka Jnanam is given by piLLai lOkAchAryar in his granthams, and that is why he is glorified in this manner, that he is our life saver. So such piLLai lOkAchAryar is worshipped here. Now, in this grantham, he starts. I am not going to read everything in the grantham because it's in Mani Pravalam, Tamil and Sanskritam mixed. I'm not going to read everything, but I will just go through the meanings of the grantham step by step. So first he starts with being a mumukshu. So when we are a mumukshu means one who is searching for moksha, one who is desiring for moksha. We are not satisfied with enjoyment here. We are not seeking anything for our bodily happiness here. We are only seeking liberation from here. And that liberation is also not to sit and enjoy somewhere. It is to go and eternally serve and fulfill our actual Swarupam. Our Swarupam is Sheshatvam and Paratantriyam. We are servitors, that is Sheshatvam, eternal servitors of Bhagavan. And we are also Paratantras. Paratantras means one who is fully obedient towards the master, totally obedient. Whatever the master desires, whatever the master says, obeying that is Paratantriyam. So these two are our true nature. So for that nature, for being a mumukshu, for the moksha, to attain moksha, one who is holding on to Bhagavan. Holding on to Bhagavan means one who is surrendered to Bhagavan. So we are mumukshus as well as prapannas. Both are different. Mumukshu means one who is seeking moksha. Prapanna means one who is surrendered. Now we are both. There are some who are surrendered. They go and surrender to Bhagavan, but they seek material benefits. I want house. I want to get married. I want to get a child. I want to be relieved from disease. I want to be having a lot of wealth. For that also many people surrender to Bhagavan. They know only Bhagavan, so they go to Bhagavan and they surrender unto him. And Bhagavan fulfills them also because Sakala Pala Pradohi Vishnu. He gives everything. Whatever anyone asks, Bhagavan can give that. So he gives everything. So some people go to him for getting worldly comforts, wealth, and so on. So those are not mumukshus, those are bubukshus. They are focused on enjoying bhogam. But we are mumukshus. And we are also surrendered. So there are some who are not surrendered, but they are still seeking moksha. There are people who are moksha, seekers of moksha, but they are not surrendered. They are, for example, Bhakti Yoga Nishta. Those who pursue Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, parithrANam Sankirtanam, then Dividesha Vasam. There are different means which are shown in Shastra to attain Bhagavan. So there are some who are pursuing those. They are also seeking liberation only, but they are not surrendered. There are those who are surrendered but not seeking liberation. But we are both. We are also surrendered and we are also only seeking liberation. That liberation is also only to eternally serve Bhagavan. So for such mumukshuai prapannanai, for such mumukshu and prapanna, for him two things are required. One is ananyagatitvam, second is akinchanyam. These two are compulsory. Without these two, we cannot really fulfill our goal. We cannot really attain our goal. Because Bhagavan, when he wants to be our protector, our rakshaka, when he wants to take control of our ultimate goal, he expects total surrender. That total surrender means we must declare that we don't have any other refuge. That is ananyagatitvam. Anyagati means having another refuge. Ananyagati means having no other refuge. So that is very important. We have to declare to Bhagavan that I have you as the only refuge. I don't have anyone else as refuge. And then akinchanyam. Akinchanyam means not having anything in our hand. We don't have any other upayam, that is karma yogam, jnana yogam, bhakti yogam. We don't have anything in our hand to get the ultimate goal. So these two are compulsory for the mumukshu and prapanna combination. One who is a mumukshu and one who is a prapanna. For such person, ananyagatitvam and akinchanyam both are required. So this whole grantham piLLai is explaining what is Ananyagatitvam and what is Akinchanyam. So that is the grantham is about. A very short grantham. We will see what is Ananyagatitvam first, and then we will see Akinchanyam. Akinchanyam is very briefly explained. Ananyagatitvam is explained in a very elaborate manner. We will see that. Now, this prapanna parithrANam is quoted in a few places. In mumukshu piLLai says that ஈஸ்வரனை ஒழிந்தவர்கள் ரக்ஷகர் அல்லர் என்னுமிடம் பிரபன்ன பரித்ராணத்திலே சொன்னோம். He says, other than Ishvara, there is no other protector. I have already explained this in prapanna parithrANam. He says this in mumukshu padi. So this prapanna parithrANam is one of the earliest granthams given by piLLai. We can understand because he is quoting it in other granthams. So there is this in mumukshu padi, and then there is also again in same mumukshu padi itself in dvaya prakaranam piLLai says dvayatikka adhikari akinchanyamum ananyagatitvam. For one who is qualified to perform sharanagati through dvayam, for such person akinchanyam and ananyagatitvam both are required. He says this, and in the next sutram, in 121st sutram, he says, இவை இரண்டும் பிரபன்ன பரித்ராணத்தை சொன்னோம். I have explained this already in prapanna parithrANam. So you have to go and see it there. That is the intent. When it is said in grantham that this is already explained, that means we have to go and see. If they say it's already explained, okay, thank you. It's not that. We have to go and study that grantham. Because they don't want to sometimes explain everything in every place. Sometimes they will do it. They are very merciful. Sometimes to force us to study, if they say, go and read it in this grantham, sometimes we may not read. So for that, they will say, that whole grantham itself will be explained here, either briefly or expressively, narratively. But here he is not doing it. He says, you just go and see in prapanna parithrANam. So that is one place. And then in Srivachana Bhushanam, in 348th sutram, அவனுடைய ரக்ஷகத்துவ கிரமம் பிரபன்ன பரித்ராணத்திலே சொன்னோம். He says in Srivachana Bhushanam, this is the Akinchanyam and Ananyagatitvam. They are compulsory for prapannas. This particular principle is already explained by piLLai in prapanna parithrANam. piLLai is quoting this in mumukshu padi and Srivachana Bhushanam, saying that I have already explained it in mumukshu padi and in prapanna parithrANam. He is quoting it in few other granthams. That is what I am saying. So avanuடைய ரக்ஷகத்துவ கிரமம் பிரபன்ன பரித்ராணத்தை சொன்னோம். I have already explained how he protects in prapanna parithrANam. So piLLai quotes that in Srivachana Bhushanam also. So this is just a small introduction. Now we will move into the grantham. So first he says ananyagatitvam avadu. What is ananyagatitvam? For that he is quoting ஆழ்வார்ஸ் பாசுரம், நம்மாழ்வார்ஸ் பாசுரம். களைவாய் துன்பம் களையாதொழிவாய் களைகன் மற்றிலேன். களைவாய் துன்பம் means you eliminate my sorrow. களையாதொழிவாய், or you don't eliminate my sorrow. களைகன் மற்றிலேன், I don't have any other protector. Whether you protect me, whether you eliminate my sorrows, or you don't eliminate my sorrows, I still don't have any other protector. I don't go and seek someone else. That is what he is saying. That is what is ananyagatitvam. So, being in a state of mind where we say, other than Sarveshwara, Sriman Narayana, I have no other one to go to get protected. So that state of mind is ananyagatitvam. Whether I am protected by him or not, he is going to protect us anyway. He desires to protect us and he is making a lot of efforts to protect us. Still, due to our own sins, let's say our protection is getting delayed. Here, one thing we have to understand is protection, parithrANam, rakshakatvam, all of that relates to liberation only. Not just protecting from just worldly things. Protection means full protection. That is taking us to Vaikuntham, complete protection. That is what is protection here. So, whether Sarveshwaran is protecting us or not, to have that mindset where there is no one else to protect me. That state of mind is ananigativam. So he is giving this first small introduction. After this, he is saying, now overall we will think that our protectors are brothers, and then sons, mother, father, Brahma, Rudra, etc. All the devatas. We will think that these may be our protectors. That when we have a problem, my brother will protect. When we have a problem, my mother will protect. When we have a problem, my father will protect. Or we'll think, sometimes we may have a big problem. At that time, my parents cannot protect me. So some devata can protect me. I'll go and pray to this devata. Let's see if they can protect me. So we will have these kind of mindsets. Now he is negating all of that. piLLai lOkAchAryar is saying, no one can protect you. Really. Only Bhagavan can protect you. So he says, these are all considered as protectors, rakshakas, but they are not really our protectors because they all have some shortcomings. They have some limitations. What are those? He is going to give example and explain that. So that is very easy for us to relate. So he says, we can understand that brothers don't protect us from Vali. Vali was Sugriva's elder brother. When Sugriva did not do any specific mistake, Vali started punishing him. So here, it is not just that Vali was not protecting him, but he is also punishing him. So this shows that brothers always don't protect. It's actually, some can counter argue saying, oh, one example you cannot take. But that one example is good enough to understand the principle. That you cannot consider brother to be always our protector. Because there are examples where brothers did not protect. And then Ravana. Vibhishana should have been protected by Ravana. Kumbhakarna should have been protected by Ravana. Again, here protection means showing guidance, good guidance towards dharma and guiding them towards liberation and so on. Ravana was not doing that. He was, in the contrary, again, he was going in adharmic way. Not only that, he was forcing others to do adharma. So, here from this we can understand that brothers don't protect us. And then, Putra, son, they are not our protectors. That we can understand from Rudra and Kamsa. He is giving two examples. Brahma is the father of Rudra. Brahma had 5 heads. Actually, we say Chaturmukha because that is his current presence. But he also had 5 heads. Rudra also had 5 heads. But Rudra became jealous. Why I have 5 heads? My father also has 5 heads. Now Brahma is his teacher also, guru also. At the same time, father also. But Rudra got angry towards his own father and he plucked Brahma's one head. And because of that, Brahma cursed Rudra that you become Kapali. Always your hand will be fixed with my Kapalam. The head skull you took, it will stick onto you. It will not go from your hand. That is why he is known as Kapali. One who is having Kapala in his hand. For this we have a good example. In Chennai, in Mylapore, there is Kapalishwara temple. So they have written all of this charitram. We don't have to explain this charitram. They have themselves written all of this charitram, what happened. How Rudra took Brahma's skull or head and then how it became stuck. And finally, Rudra has to go to Badrinarayana Bhagavan and pray to him. Badrinarayana Bhagavan, he sprinkles his sweat or his little bit of blood, they say. And then being purified by that sweat, the Kapala breaks into thousands of pieces. And then he becomes freed from that Kapala. That is how he gets Kapala moksha. So Brahma was the direct witness of son himself becoming inimical towards him. And then Kamsa. Ugrasena was Kamsa's father only. but he was arrested by Kamsa. Even though Kamsa was going to be anyway throned by his father, he wanted to rush it. So he prisoned his own father and troubled him. So we can see that children are not protectors. And then he says, Mata Pitakal, father and mother and father, they are not protectors. That can be understood from Kaikeyi and Hiranya. Both of them became selfish and thinking that they were doing good to their sons, they actually harmed them. Kaikeyi wanted to get the kingdom for Bharata, but Bharata did not like to have the kingdom. He wanted to be servant of Sri Rama, but Kaikeyi prayed for it and caused big disaster. It is because of her request, Sri Rama went to forest, and when Bharata came back and found out that Kaikeyi was the main reason, he became very angry towards his own mother, and he started cursing her. So here Kaikeyi became the cause for his suffering. That is Bharata's suffering, her own son's suffering. Similarly, Hiranya was very inimical towards Bhagavan. And when his son himself, Prahlada, was very devoted to Vishnu, Bhagavan, Hiranya became torturing his own son. So here we can understand the father is not the protector of children. Now he is expanding it a little bit. How father and mother behave in odd scenarios. This is not every father and mother, but in odd scenarios people behave like this. And if we look at it also philosophically, in a different context, not in a physical context, this will apply for most of the fathers and mothers. We'll see this. This father and mother, that is, basically we can assume them to be married couple. What they do is, when their youth is in danger, they want to maintain their youthfulness. So they try to push back on getting a child, giving birth to a child. So they push back. And if sometimes by mistake they get a child without their expectation, without expecting they get a child, at that time what they do, they don't like that child. They push that child away. We see stories. Again, some of these we can think that who does this? Nobody does these things. They all take care of their child well. But we do hear many stories that after giving birth to a child, the parents abandon the child in a box or near a hospital or near some dustbin, garbage can. Somewhere they put the child and they run away. We hear the stories occasionally. Even in Tamil Nadu, some time ago, one of the politicians, they arranged one scheme for picking up these thrown away children and nurturing them in orphanage or something like that. So we see it's a common problem that these things happen. So they disregard their children. They don't worry about their children. They throw away the children. And then when there is famine, like big drought, and when there is problem, what they do is they will, until that time they will raise their child nicely. But when they have big problem, they don't have food for themselves, if they cannot take care of their children, they'll throw away their children sometimes. And we hear these things. To give some practical example, even now we see in some Middle East countries, they have big problems, big drought and big famine, and they put up their child for auction. They sell the children and they go away. They get some money and they try to live with that. We see, even today we hear those stories. We can see how they could envision these things. Again, these are all not something new. It has been happening since forever, time immemorial, these kind of things are happening. So they sometimes sell off their own children because they are not able to support them. They don't want to see them suffer, so they sell off their children. And then when there is a danger for them, to protect themselves, they put their own children at risk sometimes. So there are situations like this. And then sometimes within the family there is family feud for wealth, for land. They fight with their own children. We see these things. Again, all of these are practically observed. It's nothing imaginary. We see, we hear news that there was a fight between father and son, and the son killed father, or father killed son, like that. So, in rare cases, we see such things. And then, when they are, when a person is in the final days, when the person is in deathbed, those days, what they do is their wealth, they would put it in pots and they would bury underground, so that uh, when there is when there is a need for that, they will take that wealth and they will spend it. But let's say they have buried a lot of wealth underground, and suddenly they became sick and they are in deathbed. Now these children and their family, they know that this person had a lot of wealth. Now he hasn't told where it is. So now they will come and pressurize the person in the deathbed. And for that, actually, piLLai lOkAchAryar is quoting pasurам. Again, none of this is imaginary. We can all see there are many, many life stories, incidents, which we have heard about this. சோர்வினால் பொருள் வைத்ததுண்டாகில் சொல்லு சொல்லு என்று சுற்றும் இருந்து. In பெரியாழ்வார் திருமொழி, this pasuram is there. சோர்வினால் they become very distressed because they know their father has preserved some wealth, but he has not given yet to them. So they come to this person in the deathbed and is there like shaking him. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the wealth? Where have you buried it? So Vaitha Dundagil Sollu Sollu Endru Sutrum Irundu. They will surround him fully. He will not be able to even breathe. Even if he was going to die 1 hour later, he will die in 10 minutes because there is so much pressure. So they will pressurize. So again, all of these are shown that how parents also fail their children. So many, many incidents are given. How brothers fail their brothers, how father and mother are not protectors. So those are the examples they are giving. And then they'll also do, finally, piLLai lOkAchAryar is showing another aspect. That is, if a person is giving birth to a son or daughter, this is in Shastram. I think it is in Mahabharatam. 4 particular responsibilities are greatly celebrated in Shastram. That is, being a guru, being a devata, being a father, and being a husband. These 4 are big responsibilities. If one is taking up this responsibility, then one must deliver the dependent on them towards ultimate goal. Only if they can do that, they can take up this responsibility. It is also said for kings also. So, for example, there is a devata. If all the devatas are all positions, they are not just a permanent individual. Only Bhagavan is permanent individual. Srimad Narayana is the only permanent individual. All the devata, Brahma, Rudra, Indra, Varuna, Chandra, Surya, everything is post. Each Brahmanda, each universe has one Brahma, one Rudra, one Indra, and then Ashtavasus are there. So many different devatas are there. Each Andam, each universe has this kind of setup. There are millions and millions of universes. It's not even imaginable for us how many universes are there. Even a few days ago, there was one scientific article in some science research paper. They have explained our sun which is a very huge star, it is not even a small dot in the Milky Way galaxy. And this Milky Way galaxy itself has many, many planets and stars and so many stars. Now, this Milky Way galaxy is one of millions of galaxies. We have to imagine how big is the whole cosmos. And now they are telling all of this. Scientists are telling all of this. But Shastram, Vishnu Puranam and Bhagavata Puranam, all of the Puranams, Itihasams, they have all told about this millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, many, many thousands of years ago. The Rishis have told all of this, that this there are thousands and thousands and thousands of andams. And each andam is so huge, we cannot even imagine how big they are. There are measurements, but millions of yojanas. Each yojana is like 10 miles. So millions of yojana is the size of this one andam. And each andam is like that, and there are millions and millions of andams. So whatever science is discovering now, they have been discovered and informed by Shastram already. Why I am saying this is, each of these andam has many devatas and they have responsibilities. These devatas have responsibilities. When somebody comes to worship them, ultimately they have to direct that particular worshipper to Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana. Because these devatas know that Sriman Narayana is the ultimate Bhagavan. Because they are all much more knowledgeable, much more advanced. They have very lengthy lifespan. They can do a lot of meditation. All of that capabilities in the devatas. So they know the truth very well. But being covered by ignorance, because they are also bound by karma, being covered by ignorance, sometimes they misguide the people. But becoming a devata is a big responsibility. Similarly, becoming a guru is a big responsibility. If one becomes a guru, one sits on that Vyasasana, then one must guide the ones who are depending on him only towards moksha. He should not talk about how you can make good money, how you can live a comfortable, healthy life, how you can be happy in this world. That is not the goal of the guru. Guru's life is fully dedicated to guide the Atmas to Paramapadam, moksha, so that they can be eternally engaged in Nitya Kainkaryam, only to Bhagavan. So that is the scope of the Guru, that is the goal of the Guru. If the Guru is not fulfilling that, then he will not be fit enough to be called a Guru. Similarly, a husband, a father, they have responsibilities. Whoever is depending on them, the wife or the children, the husband or the father, he has to guide that dependent to Bhagavan. That is the goal. So if that is not happening, then he is failing in his responsibility. So same is said to be the case for a king. A king has to be, king is considered as the representative of Bhagavan himself actually. Dharmic king means he is representative of Bhagavan. So he has to guide all the citizens, his people towards Bhagavan. He has to ensure that dharma is well preserved. So the reason why I am saying all of this is, ஈஸ்வரனை ஸ்மரித்து கரைவரம் சேர ஒட்டாதபடி அழைத்தல் முடித்தல் செய்வான் இருப்பார்கள். So what these fathers, parents, they do sometimes, instead of guiding their children towards Bhagavan, they will themselves distract them. And again, these don't need any examples. They are very much visible today. Every father, every mother, what they are teaching their children today is, go and study well. And the purpose of studying well is to earn money. That is the only goal. Studying well is also not the goal. Study well because you will get good job. If you get good job, you will get good money. If you get good money, you can get everything you want and you can enjoy materialistic enjoyments as much as possible. So the whole world is directed towards bodily enjoyment. How I can satisfy your body, how you can satisfy my body. Or maximum, if somebody is a little bit more mature, then it will be mind consciousness. How you can satisfy my mind and how I can satisfy your mind. So body and mind is the only goal of our satisfaction. That is what all the parents are doing also. They are saying you go and study sports, you engage in sports, you learn some musical instruments, you learn some special skills. What for? Again to make money, to be famous in the world. Name, fame, money. This is the whole purpose of people and what they are running behind. This whole rat race is for that only. So that is what the parents are teaching. So again, everything is said here. So parents are not protectors because they are doing all of this. So he has explained in detail for parents, even more than others, brothers and all, because sometimes brothers also, if they misguide, we can say, okay, I don't care what you say, what you are saying. But when parents say, it will be difficult for us to disobey. Because again, that four persons I told, no? Parents, devatas, guru, king. If they say something, it will be very difficult for the dependents to disobey. So they have the biggest responsibility to guide. But what piLLai is saying is they are not actually guiding us correctly. Hence they fail to be our protectors. So all of this is explained here. Now we have only seen little bit of the grantham. Almost it's going to be 3 o'clock. We'll see another section. Actually, now next is okay. Next we will see husband, and then we'll stop with that because after that we have devatas. We'll see that next week. Okay. So here, after explaining parents, husband is taken. Next candidate is husband. Again, piLLai is saying husbands are not real protectors of their wives. Where did we see it? Dharmaputra. So Dharmaputra and others, all the Pandavas, they all clearly failed their wife, that is Draupadi. When Draupadi was in big trouble, they just kept quiet instead of protecting her. And even after Draupadi surrendered to Krishna, at that time at least they should have protected. See, our Acharyas give a subtle difference here. When Draupadi comes to Yudhishthira, Bhishma, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva and requests, please protect me, you have to protect me. You are instead of 1, you are 5 and you are still not protecting me. At that time at least they should have protected, but they didn't protect. They were all dumbfounded. They couldn't speak because they thought that they have lost everything and they don't have any claim now. At that time, Draupadi surrenders to Krishna because a sage, Vasishtha, when he came to the ashramam, when they were all in exile, at that time, Vasishtha tells Draupadi that whenever you are in trouble, you call out for Krishna. He will help you. So she takes that very seriously and she now calls out for Krishna. Now she is surrendered to Krishna. At that moment, instantly, Pancha-Pandavas should have protected Draupadi because she is no longer their property. She is Krishna's property because she is surrendered to Krishna. Already everyone is Krishna's property only. Still, now that she is officially surrendered, they have a higher responsibility. They have to protect her. That time also they kept quiet. So that itself shows that husbands will also fail wives. Now, one interesting thing our purvacharyas explained, Krishna did not come directly to protect Draupadi. He only sent Vastram, the saris. Continuously sari was flowing and she was eventually saved. The reason for his physical absence there is explained nicely by lOkAchAryar. Had he come directly there, first he would have killed Pancha-Pandavas because they didn't protect his property. Even when his property was violated by evil people, a responsible devotee should have cared for that. But being a silent spectator, that itself is an offense. So we have to think about how our situation is. Many aparadhams are being done by many people, and we are being silent spectators because we think that we are helpless. But we are helpless to some extent. But still, we should raise our voice wherever possible, at least. Anyway, that example is piLLai explains that Krishna did not come because if he had come there directly, he would have killed Pandavas first. And again, that would be Dharma Sankatam for Krishna. Because Pandavas are also his devotees. So, to avoid that Dharma Sankatam, he did not come and he just gave protection for Draupadi. So, here it is explained that how husbands are also not protectors. So, Bhagavan is the only protector is being emphasized by piLLai here by giving so many examples. And we have seen up to now, we have seen that brothers, children, father, mother, and husbands. None of them are going to protect us or guide us towards true liberation. That is what we have seen. Lot more is to come. We'll see that in the next session, which will be again on next Sunday or Saturday, depending on the situation. We'll plan. We'll probably plan around the same time. I think this afternoon time is somewhat free for everyone, so we'll plan again in the next session. We'll continue with how devatas are not protectors for us. Alvar Tirudikale Sharanam, Embermanar Tirudikale Sharanam, piLLai Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam. Yeah, everything is Acharya. Yeah. Yes, that is why he said that. Okay.
Should have belief